Hey everybody, welcome to the Film Fan Club show. I'm Sam Carrico. It's the Film Fan Club live stream, Sunday chill stream. Not really a Film Fan Club show per se, but I'm still grateful to be joined here by Lucas Ledane of Let's Chat Movies. How are you, Lucas?
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. I saw two films last night at Tulsa's Circle Cinema. Shout out to the Circle Cinema here in Tulsa. Two films back to back. They were both stellar. We're going to talk about those here in a little bit. We got a couple of trailer reactions for a movie, a sequel to a movie that we both saw. Didn't really expect a sequel to, and then a
No,
little bit of video game stuff as well. But as always, I like to talk about what we just recorded over on your channel, Lucas. Let's Chat Movies. Can you give us a preview of what to expect there?
of course, got lots of stuff coming up for you to watch. We talk about Bill Cosby being released from prison. We talk about the Free Britney movement. We talk about the best films of the year, our favorite songs of the year so far. Overall, a really great amount of content for you to watch, which you can check out over at the LCM channel.
And of course, the link is in the description of this video, and I'll try and in post-production put some annotations around so that way you can check out Lucas's content, because again, you always do stuff that's really well made and really funny too. You have a different kind of comedic style to some of my videos, but man, you really get some belly laughs a lot of times out of me, so it's good
Thank
shit.
you.
And then yeah, it's always fun. So I think that, and you also give me a good chance to always plug some good Marina in the Diamonds content as well.
Oh,
I think
yes.
in a video that's going to be released, I think this week, we talk about the
Yes.
talk about Venus Flytrap, not only Venus Flytrap, but the whole album, Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land. So I'm very appreciative for you giving me the platform to discuss that. And I think it's possible in our video that we just recorded, it'll appear on our favorite songs of the year so far list. It's possible that you'll see some Marina there.
Possibly.
So
Maybe.
yeah.
You have to watch to find out.
Regardless, yeah, of course, lots of good content as always to be expected from the Let's Chat Movies YouTube channel. What have you been up to lately? How you doing?
I've been good, thanks. Just working a lot, really trying to get this up and running again, my show up and running again. I was on a bit of a hiatus that was very unplanned.
Right, right.
But it's going well and everything's going really fun. And as I said on my show, I'm very grateful to you for having me on your show and then coming on my first episode. So I'm very excited to be joining you again on another live stream.
This has been, I think we had a lot of fun. And again, shout out to John Leon, who joined me for the whole, hour and 20 minutes that we went last Sunday, talking about Loki, The Flash, a bunch of other topics, and
Yeah.
Sublet. I was very disappointed, actually, by the last time I went out last weekend to watch a movie. So I was kind of hoping that this would be a little bit better. But I don't know, you saw the trailer for Sublet. What do you think? I mean, I went back and rewatched that segment. I was really harsh on it, but I don't know. Are you interested in seeing it based on the trailer?
I mean, here's the thing, right? I literally just put out a video that we did talking about defending Call Me by Your Name.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I, when we watched the trailer, I think me and your guest said,
Again, John agreed with you. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't seem as crazy as you made it out to be. But it's all in the marketing of it. Obviously, they're not going to put, as you said, the most problematic stuff in the trailer. And I haven't watched the film, nor do I necessarily plan to want to watch old people. No, thank you.
So you're not
You know,
sold. You're not sold
no,
based on
I'm
the
not
trailer.
sold on the film, but
Okay.
you made it out like it was the next Cuties, and we were a bit like, yeah.
No, yeah, I hyped
Okay.
it up to be really bad. I talked about it with my buddy who works at the local equality center here in Tulsa, and he had mixed feelings on it as well. He was like, it was good. I liked it, but then I definitely think that the younger character in the film, had some other issues that he was working through, and it was a little bit more nuanced. So I felt a little bit more validated. But he wasn't on stream with me to discuss it, so I looked like a crazy person. But regardless, my point being, shout out to John Leon for joining us on the last stream. Just a week ago, I was planning on doing the live streams every other week or so, but I think we had a great time last time. So I was like, let's do it again this week. And then we just got it done recording your podcast. So I was like, Just keep the chemistry going.
Might as well, yeah. We
Absolutely.
always ramble for ages anyway.
That's the thing. People don't realize. They say like, okay, cool. We got a few like 6 minute, 10, 20-minute videos from Lucas, throughout the week. They don't realize that's like the product of like several hours just sitting there and going on and on and on.
Yeah, many hours.
And the thing, it all started because I'm like, this guy likes, Zack Snyder movies. Let's have him talk about Justice League. And then, several hours of content later.
Yeah.
But,
well, here we are. It is what it is.
It is. Absolutely. So today I figured you haven't seen these movies, so we'd go through a couple trailers for you.
Yes, I'm excited.
You already got yes, we already got a taste because I did mention them briefly on Let's Chat Movies, your channel, in the video we just recorded. But yeah, last night I saw Werewolves Within and I saw Zola. Zola, I saw the preview for in front of Sublet. So I kind of knew what to expect, but I purposely didn't watch any of the trailers for Werewolves in London. Or I keep wanting to say Werewolves in London. I'm so sorry. Werewolves Within. But would you like to check out the trailer real quick?
Absolutely. Let's pull it up.
All right, let's pull it up. Share screen, share audio. I have to make sure I do. Chrome tab, Werewolves Within, share. Here we are. Oh, I did it. I'm so proud of myself.
Well done.
Thank you.
The people don't understand the difficulty you had with this last time.
Oh my gosh, and that's why I'm like, you don't understand how long me and Lucas ramble, and also go through technical difficulties as well, trying to make this stuff work. You think this looks rough right now? My goodness. Cool. So okay, let me make sure that perfect, awesome. Let's watch this trailer. Rated R.
Oh, saucy.
Should affect our snowshoes.
What? People do that?
Fun fact, not only is it the oldest, but remains one of the most effective means of traversing the ice.
Wow. Yeah, you're going to fit right in at Beaverfield. Everything here is a little questionable. Ranger! The people. The weather. Everything.
Oh.
Are you sure? You look like you just seen a corpse.
Well, the roads are effed, and something's wrong with the generator.
Which generator?
All of them.
Can't get on the internet!
Also, there's a dead body under your porch. Holy
Probably a wolf.
Would you like a wolf detective now, Marcus? Who knows? Who? When?
Who's gonna kill next?
I think we can all agree that it's unsafe outside and there's safety in numbers. Out of curiosity, who is packing? Well, they're having a good old-fashioned sleepover.
With guns, though.
With guns, yes.
Everything about this predator is unorthodox. It's not human. It's not canine.
It's one of them.
One of what? A what?
A werewolf.
How could it gotten in here? How did they get out?
Who says it got out?
Maybe.
I'm a werewolf.
Maybe you're a werewolf. Maybe you're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. Maybe we're all werewolves.
Are we really in a Mexican standoff right now?
Don't say Mexican. Just stand up.
We're probably just gonna head out.
This is
We're just pull it.
Oh, well,
We got it on our own. It's just, hey, you go ahead, please. Don't spare me.
Oh, please don't. Oh, please. Please don't bother the lock. Oh my goodness, I could have gotten it.
That actually looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. Is it available on streaming yet, or is it just?
I'm not sure. It might be available on some form of streaming. I looked it up last night, but then I neglected to look it up again for this right now. I saw it again. Shout out to Tulsa's Circle Cinema, and it had a limited release. I think that began June 25th. And so ever since then, it's kind of been expanding its theater release. So hopefully it just kind of gets wider and wider. I'm a big fan of this film because it's also got, what is it? The main lead redhead girl in the film, she was in a lot of like what were they, commercials or whatever?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to have to find but she was so now she's in an actual film and it's really like, she's really good in it. So I'm just like, good for her making that jump into like a really fun horror comedy, because this also has Sam Richardson plays the lead ranger in the film. And he was from Veep. I don't know if you're familiar with Veep, Lucas, but he has a great supporting role. He has a great supporting role in that film. So he's able to he basically plays the same character here. So if I have any complaint, it's that, he's just the same character, but, they find what works for him and really play to his strengths. This, even though it is a comedy, it is a horror film as well. And the scares, can be pretty scary, but it starts off, like, to understand the tone of this film, it basically starts off with like a Mr. Rogers quote about, treating your neighbor how they should be treated and stuff. But like the way it comes on screen is like edited, like it's a jump scare, like whenever it says like all the words, it's like dun, dun, dun. It's like a Mr. Rogers quote, like about neighborhood. So it's like a great mismatch of genres that work really well. It's got great practical effects. Again, this was made on like a $5 million budget, and they really are able to utilize what they have really well. The characters are all great, and it gives what I didn't expect from this film, because I actually didn't see the trailer before I saw it. It gives me strong Clue vibes. I don't know if you've seen the old movie Clue based on the board game, but I love a good. Yeah, I love it. It's a good comedy whodunit, with great characters, and this kind of really strongly gives me that sort of vibe. So I went to the Circle last night to see Zola, because I had seen the trailer for that before, and I was really excited for it. And I was like, well, I could make a double feature out of that. What else is playing that could be good? And I saw Werewolves Within. I read the synopsis, and I was like, sure, why not? How bad could it be? And it was great. It was really good. The only thing, it's a Ubisoft movie. So what do you think of that?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, I take back everything I said. No, I'm kidding. But
no, what's problematic about Ubisoft?
Ubisoft have a very bad management culture and culture within their company, where sexual harassment doesn't just take place often, it's very much normalized in the workplace.
Really?
And,
is this actually a thing?
Yeah, and then multiple people have came out against that, including against one of the most prolific people to work there, who was like in charge of Assassin's Creed for ages, and he had to step down. Creative differences, that kind of. You're not fired, but leave.
Right, shuffled away. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they were like saying they were going to hold themselves accountable for everything, and they were going to change. And then they had these like presentations and speeches and various other things that were just an absolute mess. They were just not taking accountability for anything. They were just shoehorning in a bunch of like diverse people and stuff to try and take the attention away from what people were actually annoyed about.
Instead of giving you substantive change, they give you, like fake representation. Yeah, I get you.
They're like the Biden of gaming.
Happy Independence Day, everybody.
Woo!
I was gonna say, I don't know if I said it definitely during your show, but I don't know if I said it today on my stream. But man, a lot of people would consider this taboo. Me teaming up with a British person to celebrate Independence Day. But we're all about breaking barriers here at the Film Fan Club, right?
Exactly. And oh well. That's all I can really say to that.
Stay mad. And if you're mad, stay mad. No, I feel you on that.
Don't be afraid to hit that block button.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So that, yeah, I would recommend Werewolves Within. I had a great time with it. If I had to see two movies, though, I would see those two. If I only had to recommend one of the two, I would recommend this next film that we're going to talk about, which is Zola. I saw it's an A24 film. Are you familiar with some of A24's movies?
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of A24, but they can be hit and miss for me. But overall, they're a very obviously positive influence for upcoming filmmakers in the industry. They've very much helped a lot of filmmakers who normally wouldn't, in this day of so many blockbusters and franchises, get as much recognition, the recognition they deserve. So they're a great company.
Yeah, it seems like they're really good about finding, you're right, those really good passion projects that otherwise maybe wouldn't see the light of day, and then being able to make it work. And then it usually, like, oftentimes they hit more than they miss, in my opinion. I remember I was just talking about the other day with a buddy. It Comes at Night is, I think, an A24 film that is kind of underrated. And then
pay at its release because it was marketed as a lot of A24 and tried to make more money as more of a horror than it actually turned out to be.
No, I agree. It's kind of like Mother, wasn't it? So it was anyways, A24, their marketing maybe it leaves something to be desired, but they really make good. I mean, Uncut Gems also is a film that in recent memory, if you haven't seen Uncut Gems, it's one that they released that I would recommend people watch. Whenever I saw the trailer for Zola, I was really excited, and then it had a tumultuous development process. This was actually originally going to be directed by James Franco, Lucas. Yeah.
Oh.
And it was delayed. Right, exactly. They delayed the whole project and had to rework the thing because of his involvement. Which I'm glad they did, because it is a great story, but now I don't have to feel as weird about supporting. Right, like with Ubisoft, like you mentioned all the stuff about Ubisoft, and I'm like, damn, that's something that people should know going in to seeing Werewolves Within. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Whereas with this A24 film, Zola, that they went out of their way to make sure that they were creating a space that did not have somebody like James Franco in it, given what was accused of him. And I think that's a really smart and really well-founded and meaningful move on their part. So I applaud them for that. So it makes my enjoyment of this film even better. So let's check out the trailer, shall we?
Yes.
All right, let's do this all over again.
I'm excited for this. You talked it up a big deal on my show. So. And
again, I say if it was among my top 5 of the year so far, and I'm usually not that hyperbolic to say this movie I just saw is in my top 5, but doggone it is.
Yeah. Better be good.
Oh my gosh. Well, now you're making me all nervous. Let's go.
Hey, last month I went dancing at this cute spot in Florida where my roommate.
How about that?
He's a night.
We just met yesterday and you already trying to take road trips together?
Be ready by 2.
You want to hear a story about how me and this bitch fell out? It's kind of long, but it's full of suspense.
You want to go somewhere with me?
That's my face. Shut it so bad.
Dear Heavenly Father, we are asking you a special prayer today. We asking you to send us niggas.
Shut it so bad.
Send us niggas with culture. Send us niggas with good credit.
What brings y'all here? We making money.
Money, titties.
From here on out, watch every move this bitch makes.
This bitch with a nappy ass hair was up in my face.
Word.
Y'all want to trap?
Okay, wait, hold up.
Do not trip.
I got you, girl. A real nice spot.
This is messy. You are messy. Your brain is broke.
Is this what you came here for, Zola?
Do it look like I came for this?
Look all this money you made. I'm so proud of you.
I don't fuck with you. No more.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
That's my face.
I came to dance.
No, we're done with that.
Why you on my Twitter? Why you on my Facebook? Why you on my Tumblr?
Why are you DMing me? Sis, why you tagging me in photos? You don't even fuck with me.
Sis.
Let me know.
Sis.
Let me know.
Yes, sis.
Do you know what? That might be on my top 5 at the end of the year once I watch it.
It's really good. And I said it on your show, but I buried the lead talking about it here. It's the first film that I've seen, at least, that, you know how films are based on a book by or based on a true story. This is the first film that I've seen that's based on tweets by. So this is all, you know, verbatim, a basically true story from the perspective of the real life version of this character Zola. And it also kind of briefly goes in the perspective of the, you know, the white girl that she's kind of brought along for the ride or whatever. And it was a crazy ride movie. Like I saw the trailer, but you know, I didn't, you know, pay attention that much. I didn't just know. I never knew where this movie was going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It definitely looks like a ride. Like,
oh my gosh! And then the main character Zola is so likable and so like funny. This movie's hilarious. And then the style, I mentioned the cinematography. It has a particular, like, you know, it knows what it's going for, and it's really really well done for what it is going for. It can be really dramatic and suspenseful, excuse me, at times, just like Werewolves Within. Whenever it needs to be scary, it can be kind of scary. This movie can be really suspenseful, and that ties in with the fact that you never know where this movie is going to take you. There's scenes where, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, did that just happen? And it really, you know, apparently did, you know. And I also like, it's just fun. It literally feels like, yeah, you're just like the movie starts and she's like, want to know how I fell out with this bitch, you know, like, and let me tell you a crazy ass story. And I'm like, all right, and I'm just here, I like the whole time just, oh my god. So it's a very visceral reaction that I had to this movie, but the movie, it just feels like a shot of adrenaline, and it just does not let up until it's over. So again, Werewolves Within was great. I didn't know what to expect from the movie. It was good, but this movie was awesome. It was just literally something else. I'm going to watch this probably again and again. It feels like Uncut Gems. It's probably as good as Uncut Gems.
Yeah, I'd say the trailer reminded me of, like, if Hustlers met Good Time and had a baby, and then also somehow the Neon Demon and all those kind of films that have that kind of really neon glow sort of aesthetic, sort of Only God Forgives style, those sort of films also somehow jumped in there as well. Yeah. So it's just like the product of all those, if those had a baby, and it looks really entertaining. I'm actually very excited to be able to watch this whenever I can. This absolutely. Come out in the UK properly. I want to see this in cinemas.
And it was perfect for that. I wish, and it really sucks too, because there were more people seeing Werewolves Within than were seeing Zola. And I think this was Zola's opening weekend that I saw it. So I'm hoping that it really, like, word of mouth really does a lot for this film, because I think it deserves it. I mean, I would give it some awards recognition, you know, like, because again, I really think it's on caliber with something like Uncut Gems, even though maybe it doesn't have one performance, you know, that stands out like Adam Sandler in that movie, but it's just a really great, like, some of its parts. And I hope more people see it. You know, I've seen actually a lot of people have been interested in it, like that I mentioned. Put it on my Twitter and Instagram that I was seeing the movie, and a couple people responded and were like, "Oh, how was that?" You know, and so I'm hoping that maybe in, like, it was really fucking good, go see it. You know, more of my friends go see it, because it really is worth it. You know.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a very good film. The visuals look really great, and it seems like it's got a script that people wouldn't think is well written, but it sounds like the director and writer, if they are the same, really took the effort to try and understand how people would speak to each other if they had just met each other off of, like, Stan Twitter and stuff. Right. And how they would interact with each other and the world around them.
That's an excellent point, Lucas, and I'm glad that you said that, because I really think that it's a great representation of, like you said, Stan Twitter and, like, online culture. And I think that a lot of people would be, like, maybe keen or quick to dismiss it because of that, because, like, some snooty people, like the main character in Sublet, would be like, oh, this isn't going to be a good film, you know, or whatever. So I thought, but it's just so nice to see a film. Like, I've been not the biggest fan of Loki. I'll mention briefly, episode 4 was okay. John and I will talk about that at a later date. Episode 4 was okay, but the first 3 episodes sucked, and the show still continues to not be my favorite thing in the world. Sublet wasn't very good, so I love it whenever I could go to the theater, see 2 movies, and be like, man, they both were freaking awesome, you know? So I hope more people see them. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's take a look. Briefly, what did you think of Don't Breathe, the first movie? Because we got the trailer for the sequel coming out, Don't Breathe 2. I reviewed it like way back in 2016. So what are your memories of Don't Breathe?
So I was telling you like before we started recording as well. I like the film, but I have such a big problem with the ending, as I said to you. Like, because the police went into this house to get the guy. What they neglected to do anything about was the fact that there would have been in the basement, which door would have been left open because he ran out of the basement before he got killed, didn't he?
Yeah.
So there would have been a fridge full of his, you know, there would have been shackles on the walls and a mattress with What happened?
I just made you you were talking, so I made you
I thought you dropped out. Sorry.
No, I'm just directing the show. No, you're good. Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Lucas got so scared.
Literally, I was like, "Oh, did I drop out?" But my camera
No, you're good. No,
and
yeah. So yeah.
I was like, "What?"
See, I'm like doing it. I'm learning this shit. You know what I mean? So, anyways, no, please, Lucas, continue. What did you think of Don't Breathe?
Yeah. So like they would have found the fridge, they would have found shackles on the walls, they would have found the mattress, and I think the dead body would have still of the girl he was keeping there would have still been in the house. And then
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
they have been brought out in the news report, and it's like this hero veteran was brutally attacked. Oh my god. And it's like, also, the girl and her sister clearly had some contact with the police and are in witness protection in some form because they're moving and they're on a plane getting there, which is when they're like, oh my god, is he going to come after us? Huh?
Yeah. I don't know. There was enough suspension of disbelief there for me at the time that I remember liking the movie and not really thinking about it that much because I guess I went in with low expectations. And then I just like,
that's your mistake then.
I know. Well, I mean, it's like I didn't expect much of the movie, and it's like, what was the problem with it? It was, well, yeah, like remember at the end, well, didn't like the good guys get framed or something?
No.
Or they just barely escaped with their lives? Is that what happened?
It's like he was attacked and they don't know who attacked them on the news. But obviously, we know that. But yeah, I will say.
So they didn't get framed. He just like got framed as being a good guy.
Yeah, like it.
Oh, okay, but they just don't know who did it.
Yeah,
okay.
But I will say, it's directed by Fede Alvarez, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why I think I probably had really high expectations because I love his movies. His Evil Dead remake is so fucking good.
Oh, okay.
It's so
no, you're
good.
I didn't know that he did that, and I haven't seen it, but I don't know a lot of his filmography. So kind of going into it, I didn't really. I guess I can remove the ticker. But I didn't know that. I didn't know really what to expect going into the first Don't Breathe movie. So that's why I was just kind of like, all right, it's going to be a horror film. I review movies. Yeah, I reviewed like every movie that came out back in like 2016. I tried to, anyways. So like I was like, I'll just see another movie, and then it really stood out to me as being good. So I didn't really think about the ending that much. I just remember being grotesque, like the overall like reveal of that film was so grotesque that like that's partially what was so good, if you can say that, about the film, because it was just so shocking, you know what I mean? So that taking that away and doing that and doing the concept and the same concept in the trailer or in the second movie, I don't know how like it's going to work because you don't have that shock value. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Like, how can you kind of upstage that, but not only upstage it, but genuinely make what you did in that first film better and worthy of asking people to go and pay again to go and see this story. So I'm interested to see what they've crafted.
Yeah, it worked really well as a one-off movie too. So like I'm really interested. Why did you come all the way back and do this again? So I don't know. With that in mind, again, let's take another look at another trailer. This is the trailer show today. Don't Breathe 2. Share. Oh my god.
Failed. The gun is in my hand.
Sorry. I'll make it next time. You almost got me, didn't you, boy?
We had a lot of fun today. I could take her again next week.
Go. Home safe. Shadow.
What do you want?
You're coming with us, kid.
Fuck.
Get the girl! It's not me you need to be scared of, little girl. The man standing next to you. Now, I don't know who he is, but I know who he's not. God tell her you.
He's gonna come for me.
Poor choice of line given the first movie.
I see.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I wasn't impressed. What about you?
No, it looks like an okay time, but they're
Right.
trying to make us root for.
Right. Stephen
I
Lang's
think
character.
we forgot about the first film, and also they
Right,
haven't
like-
Levi or Levy back. I'm
don't
not sure how
think
to
so.
pronounce her last name, but doesn't seem like they've brought her back either, and that was kind of
No.
one of the best parts of the first movie was her performance in that film.
Right.
What the?
Yeah. No, it was weird. Like we spent that whole preamble to the trailer talking about how problematic the core like conflict of the first movie was, and this, I guess, is a prequel. Is it? That was the sense I got, is that it's a prequel, maybe?
That's what I thought.
Could he
but
see
then-
in portions of it?
That's what I thought, but then it's not entirely clear because he's making use of the dark and stuff still in sound.
Right.
So was he like
Well,
always in tune with those?
Is he? And that's another thing. Based on this
Is he a
trailer, is
super-
he Superman now? Like he literally seems like he's like just invincible. Which the first film, like while he was good, didn't give me that impression.
Yeah.
You know.
Is Don't Breathe going to be like the Fast and Furious / John Wick of horror?
I am
They're gonna
genuinely
go down that
curious.
route of getting more crazy and just what?
Like fast forward 5 years from now, are we gonna have like? Are we gonna be on like Don't Breathe 5, and he's like literally jumping out of buildings?
Breathe.
Just breathe.
Breathe.
They'll start fucking with the title in the next one. It'll be like Don't Breathe, Breathe Slightly,
Too many
Breathe
breaths
Lightly,
too fast.
Just Breathe. Yeah, like oh my gosh. No, I wasn't impressed by it. I think that I'm a little bit leaning more towards now that I'm like, be careful because that first film was pretty good for what it was. Like Fede Alvarez, it said from producer Fede Alvarez, and you just talked about how you liked his direction and everything.
I love his directing style. It's so when you get those directors who you can just instantly recognize you're watching their film. I just love that about him.
Yeah, and now he didn't want to come back for this film. So that doesn't bode well for you, does it, Lucas?
No, it definitely does not. I mean, I don't know. For all we know, it could be a very good film, and it's just the
Right.
trailer hasn't done a great job of selling itself to us. But it definitely seems like there's a reason for the Alvarez was like, no, thank you.
I'll
I'll work on
pass.
something else.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder
Yeah.
what he is doing next, huh?
I'd like to know. I
I'm
know
really
Eli Roth, who I think has a good relationship with Eddie Alvarez. He's working on a new horror project, which I'm very excited for.
who?
Eli Roth.
Eli
He was
Roth. Oh,
also
okay.
in Inglourious Bastards. He plays the Jew hunter, the guy who scouts them, I think.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's great.
Huh.
He also did Cabin Fever, the original, not the awful remake. Yeah, he's a great
Yeah.
director.
Horror is something that like I don't describe myself as a horror fan. I just like good stories, you know? And I like
Yeah.
unique films. So like anytime that I see like Werewolves Within, you know, is kind of technically a horror film. I don't know if you can describe it as that, but like I was talking to somebody at work about again, It Comes at Night and The Witch and a bunch of these different movies that I'm like, yeah, I like, you know, they're really just great films. Have you seen The Witch, Lucas?
Yes, I wasn't a big fan of The Witch, but I appreciated it from a filmmaking perspective. Like, I can
Yeah.
recognize it's a good film.
Right.
But in regards to what you just said about horror, I do think horror is so underappreciated in a lot of regards. Particularly, I've said it for ages in terms of the award season and Academy and stuff. They always
Oh,
love
absolutely.
horror.
A huge buy, even more so than superheroes movies at this point,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
For example, like The Conjuring 2, in my opinion, had, and in lots of people's opinions, had like two of the best performances of the year, some of the greatest directing of that year, and even Hereditary, some of the greatest performances of that year. Toni Collette in that film was phenomenal.
Mhm.
Nothing from them. And like horror for a long time was also pioneering women in film.
Mhm.
Because at the time that horror was out, oftentimes women leads were reduced to just the girlfriend in like a lot of films, or just this, or being fridged, or literally just serving a purpose to propel a male story forward.
Yeah.
And then horror was like, no, we're going to make these kind of really strong characters the main emphasis of our film and have them take on the killer. And then also horror has for a very long time played with different genres and had various different social commentaries and different subgenres inside of it. So yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to piggyback off what you said.
Oh no, that's a great point. Horror can be used. I've always said if I were it's like what I think is horror, not to be reductive or anything, but like horror also can a lot of times be like a great way for up and coming filmmakers to kind of cut their teeth, you know, on filmmaking. So I've always said like if I were to try and go for a first, you know, film, you know, an independent film, I would try and do like literally a found footage horror film, you know, because it's restrictive. It's kind of the Jaws thing. You kind of limit yourself like intentionally, but like there's a lot of room for creativity. So when done well, not just like found footage, that's one discussion, but like the horror genre can be just a great, I mean, it's just great and very unique and something you don't get with a lot of other genres. So anyways, Don't Breathe looks not that good, but which is unfortunate because I liked the first film, and the horror genre deserves better. Sorry.
Release the Fede Alvarez cut.
Exactly. Release the Alvarez cut.
Yeah.
So, well, we talked about like female like empowerment among horror films and stuff like that. But did you see Midsummer?
Yes. Oh my god.
I haven't seen it yet, but should I see it?
Yes, you should. Because here's
You
the
took
thing.
a second to think about that.
Yeah, because it's a very difficult film to recommend because it's not
Okay.
a film you can kind of just sit there and watch casually. You have to really be like paying attention to everything. You have to know kind of some of the history behind what's going on. I highly recommend looking into the behind the scenes makings, which are all on YouTube.
Before or after?
Before watching it,
Really? Okay.
yeah, there's interviews with Ari Aster, sorry, where he's talking about how the festival has different traditions in the festival and how he's translated that into the film.
Yeah.
And then not only has it got that, it's full of great performances and everything. And Ari Aster is one of those directors who whether you like his films or hate them, he is someone who is doing something that lots of people aren't. He's always pushing the limits every time he's released a film so far, and that's twice. Like, that is impact. That's a really, I think he's going to have a great career. I really do. And Midsummer, you should absolutely watch.
I've been talking about it more and more with people lately. It's just come up because I've been talking about, like, what's your favorite film? You know, like, what are good movies that, like, I haven't seen yet? What should I watch? And they're like, Midsummer. It just keeps coming up. So Midsummer and Hereditary was another one that also came up that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So have you seen Hereditary?
Yes, Hereditary is great as well.
Between the two, what should I watch first?
Hereditary.
Really?
Hereditary is the better film.
That's what the other person said. Okay.
Midsummer is the more you'll be thinking about it 5 days and be like, oh shit, that's what that was, kind of film. Yeah, but I did also want to say, when you were saying that horror is really good for a jumping ground of the careers, that's very true. And I've also said a lot, horror is very similar in a lot of ways to comedy, even into the way it goes. Like, in the actual films, you know, you have the beginning where they all meet up, then you have the big middle bit where everything goes crazy, and then the end where it all winds down. But also, if you do want to get into horror filmmaking, I do think, as you said, it's such a great way to break in, because you do not need a lot of money to do it, especially these days. The more artsy kind of style and the more what's it called, minimalistic style is what's a bit more appreciated now, and what gets people talking, and that's what Ari Aster has really nailed doing.
Okay. All right. And Ari Aster was
and Hereditary.
Midsummer and Hereditary, but Hereditary first. Hereditary, and then the making of Midsummer and the behind the scenes stuff from YouTube, and then Midsummer.
Yeah,
and then I'll think about it.
When you watch Hereditary, when you get to the scene where they're all eating dinner, please video your reaction to it live and send it to me, because I want to see that.
Oh gosh, yeah, there was like, I'm not a big fan of shock horror stuff. So
no, it's not a horror scene. Trust me. Just trust me on it. Trust me.
Okay. All right, I'll trust you on it.
Okay.
That was a good horror discussion. I know we were talking earlier. A big shout out to you for having Scream 2 on your top 5, like, was it 5 favorite movies of all time? It's a good list.
Wes Craven is just I love him. He's my favorite director.
What are your thoughts? There hasn't been any news on it for a while, man. But, like, what do you think of the next Scream movie that they're working on?
There has been news, actually. It started.
Tell me the news. Well, they started filming like a long time ago, bro.
I'm pretty sure they're like halfway done. I think it's just because of COVID, they get a bit of trouble here and there where they have to stop production, then start again, and then stop and then start. Yeah. And then also Courtney Cox obviously had to go and do. I think she had another show or something she's doing. I'm not sure.
Okay. They had to work around her schedule or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm so excited for it. I know Wes Craven isn't attached to it, but I've been saying for ages, Scream 4 just doesn't work as a cap to Scream. And then the TV series didn't give us what we wanted because it was just not Scream.
I thought the Scream series was terrible. I hated the series.
Yeah, no, I can't actually think of anything positive about it. But maybe the representation in it, because there was some decent.
Well, sure, that's good, but, like, again, I really like good stories too.
Exactly, and Scream has always been a great murder mystery. So
exactly.
I think they're going to do a great job. If they didn't get the entire cast back, it would have been a no. But the fact that they managed to get them all to come back, I think that means that they must have had a really good idea and a really good script. Because even Neve Campbell has said, hasn't she, that she would never go back if they didn't have the right script.
Yeah. No,
they had a great relationship, her and Wes Craven. So
right, I get a level of enjoyment out of all 4 of the Scream movies. You know, so, like, I think even 3 and 4
I know
are okay.
You said Scream 2, but apart from Scream 2, what's your favorite one?
The favorite Scream movie?
Yeah.
Scream 1. Yeah.
Ah, my favorite's actually after 2, 4. I think that one's really underrated.
It's really underrated. I don't know if I like 3 too because of all the Hollywood shit. I think that's just fun.
Oh, like,
the setting is fun in number 3. So I would probably go 2, 1, 3, 4, and that's not because 4 is the worst, or well, I mean, it's by default, but, like, none of them are like the worst. There's not a bad Scream movie in my opinion. There are better some are better than others, but like there's not a
yeah.
bad movie in all of them. So that's why I'm just like, again, first movie without Wes Craven. You're going back after so many years to do another one. Literally, it's been 10 years now. As of April, it's been 10 years since the last installment.
Crazy.
So if we ever do, we were talking about doing commentary reviews at some point. Let's do a Scream commentary.
Oh yeah,
That'd be fun.
be great. And
We'll
also,
watch.
just
Yeah.
really quickly, if you like Scream 3, if you haven't seen it, you should check out from the Nightmare on Elm Street series, Wes Craven's The New Nightmare, because it's very similar.
I did like that. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
Great,
Yeah, I watched it a long
film.
time ago. Mhm. No,
I
it's good.
recently revisited it because it's out in 4K on the streaming services here, and I was like, oh my god, this is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll let you move on. Sorry.
No, that's good because Nightmare on Elm Street's also on your list too. Yeah. I didn't see any. What was it? No Halloween movies on there?
No, but that's nothing personal to Halloween. I love the Halloween films. It's just Wes Craven to me is like not John Carpenter's like there, and Wes Craven's like there, and you've got like Dario in there, and you know, a lot of people.
I feel so like dumb right now, but which one is it? Which series is it? Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street, where the third installment is like a completely random story?
Halloween, but
Halloween.
that movie has a very strong cult following that I kind of agree
I like that
with.
movie.
Yeah, it's just, you know, everyone wanted another Michael Myers film, but you know, they don't have to give you Michael Myers.
I went back and watched it. I think 2018 or 17 or so, just like as a Halloween movie. I was like, let's just watch a Halloween movie. And this one, I don't have to be. It's not like I've seen Halloween, the first one, and I don't want to start getting into all the sequels and stuff. You know, necessarily, it's like a lot to absorb. So like, let's just watch a one-off. And then I watched it. Solid movie, really solid movie. I would recommend other people watch it on Halloween or around that time if you get the chance.
Definitely. And Trick or Treat's a great Halloween film if you haven't.
I've heard good things. Who directs that?
Oh no, I've forgotten his name, but he's known. He's a popular director.
That's the thing. Like some people, I've literally seen from the director of Trick or Treat before.
Yeah,
came out in 2007.
Doughtry.
Michael Doughtry, yeah.
Him. Such a good film. I highly recommend that. Really great anthology. Yeah.
Yeah, he worked on Krampus and the X-Men movies and Godzilla and all that stuff. Yeah. Very well-known filmmaker. Very good filmmaker.
Yeah. Village Gingerbread Men. I actually watch that every Christmas. It's a really good Christmas film. Yeah.
That could be a whole discussion if we ever need like an evergreen topic to discuss, like favorite holiday movies. I don't really have any 4th of July favorites, honestly. I should watch V for Vendetta, but V for Vendetta is not even good because it's Parliament. What?
Yeah, I don't know. What is a 4th? I guess we were talking about Logan Lucky earlier. That takes place on 4th of July, but it's not a very good film.
Yeah, I've forgotten so much about Logan Lucky. It was not the best film in the world. Independence Day, people always talk about, you know.
The Purge is a great film.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to see the new one?
I will. It's not out yet here, though, I don't think.
Oh, it came out this weekend here in the state. I almost saw it last night, but I decided to see two movies that, you know, they were both at the Circle, and The Purge was at my local AMC, so I didn't want to drive to another theater.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I definitely want to see it. And I've heard good things about it as well. What the Flick actually gave it a positive review-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Breakfast All Day.
Oh
yeah, I was a little surprised that they... I know, yeah. I was a little surprised to hear just now that you said they gave it a good review, because I looked online last night and I haven't heard good things about The Purge, the new one.
But then Spiral didn't get that much love, and I thought it was amazing, personally.
You thought it was good?
Yeah, really good. Really, really good.
Real quickly, better, like, would it be something that I, as a person who doesn't like Saw, would I be like, maybe like it as a one-off?
You would like it, but do be warned, it does have the graphic violence and gore of Saw, but it's not as front and center as the sequels made it. It's much more in line with kind of just Saw 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Rounding it off, are you ready to discuss this Sea of Thieves thing?
Yes, really quickly, let's get into the thing we've been trying to talk about for 3 episodes.
Yes, yeah, it won't take long because there's not really a lot to say about it, but I'm a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan. A lot of people know this. Probably one of my favorite films of all time, if not my favorite film of all time, is Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. It's just such a great IP, in that I really think that, I mean, Disney should unironically continue to do stuff with it, even if that includes a future without Johnny Depp, depending on the story.
They're doing, aren't they?
I think so. Well, and really quickly, I really think that could have some, like, people are like, oh no, they're gonna replace Johnny Depp with a female pirate and it's gonna be lame. I'm like, bro, do you think female pirates are lame? Because real life female pirates are kind of badass as hell. Like they really are. Like there's some really good real life stories there that they could draw on if they really wanted to reinvent the wheel with the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise and even take away the gender aspect of it. That world is just so rich that it doesn't even have to be a reboot. Like, don't remake it, with a female Jack Sparrow. That'd be lame. Just new characters in this world. Just new characters in this world. Take advantage of what you have. You could do a really good story there. I think it could be really good. So Pirates of the Caribbean is something I like and continue to root for,
Oh yeah, and Margot. If anyone could turn in a really great performance in a Pirates movie, it'd definitely be like Margot Robbie.
Again, follow the talent, right? If they're adding talent to it. Like, if they added Melissa McCarthy to a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, I'd be really worried. But, Margot Robbie,
I like Melissa McCarthy.
Well, no, I disagree with you there. Let's get into the trailer.
Okay, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves. So, I'm not a big Sea of Thieves guy, but it's constantly mentioned. Well, I would love a Pirates of the Caribbean video game. So something that always gets mentioned to me is Sea of Thieves. So I'm like, okay, Sea of Thieves literally now has Pirates of the Caribbean in it. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
An ill wind blows from beyond the horizon.
Is that the character? It looks like the character from the movie.
Yeah, the second one and third.
Yeah.
Trapped for all forever in the sea of the damned. Now to save the pirate life, you must start by saving the life of...
Not a big fan of the animation, if I'm being quite honest.
Yeah, and it also doesn't really look like this in the actual game itself.
Oh, that sucks.
Didn't realize we had company.
This isn't from the game engine, is that what you're saying?
I'm not sure. It might be from the game engine, but this is definitely done like as a cinematic, almost animation thing. It wasn't like captured in game.
Yeah.
Because of the treasure Jack stole, a darkness followed him here. And if it's not stopped, this world will sink into shadow.
This sea holds many secrets.
Ah, a new body at last.
All I can do is show you the way.
From what I hear of this so-called Sea of Thieves,
I said the
it's
thing.
nothing but cursed crews, bloodthirsty mermaids, a legion of dead, angry pirates. Ah, yes. And now one Davy Jones.
Who voiced Johnny Depp for this? I mean,
no, it's not Johnny Depp.
For this? Yeah, they're doing a great job.
I believe that now is the perfect time to use these cannons.
A world without the eternal abyss. It's a world that refuses to face the truth.
The Davy Jones impression leaves a little to be desired, I think.
Yeah. But that might just be because the Jack Sparrow one is so strong.
Yeah.
I don't suppose, by chance, there's a second one of those? The Sea of Thieves, eh? Bring me that horizon.
Yay!
And that's what really gets me right there, this part. Epic original story. I'm like, I would give so much for a new original story, featuring the Pirates of the Caribbean characters. So, like, I don't know. I think it's really badass. There was this other thing, really briefly, if I can show you, Armada of the Damned. Another Pirates of the Caribbean game was in the works like 10 years ago. That was originally going to come out, like, I think 2012 or something like that. And then the game got canceled. So it was like, this feels like the closest to this other thing that I really wanted to play, but I never got to.
I didn't choose death. If anything, death chose me. Get here. They say dead men tell no tales.
Oh.
But my tale is just beginning.
Oh, that looked cool. It looks a lot like Assassin's.
Sorry.
That's right. I was just gonna say it looks a lot like Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah. Doesn't that game look awesome? It got canceled. Oh, I'm so pissed that it got canceled. It would have been so badass. I don't know what the problem was. I think it had something to do with just a restructuring of what Walt Disney, the company itself was doing with its gaming division at the time, and it just fell through the cracks. But it was such a promising title that could have even been a fucking cool movie. Excuse my language. Could have been a very cool movie. I just think that it was really promising, and it's a big disappointment. So seeing this new Sea of Thieves thing, I really like. Just a new original story in the Pirates of the Caribbean world, I think is something that's very promising, whether it be in a new movie or in even a Sea of Thieves game. But what I really liked about Armada of the Damned is you kind of got the impression from the trailer that you could, depending on your choices, affect where your character ends up. Like, are you a good guy pirate? Are you a terrible, bad guy pirate? It's the choice is yours kind of thing. And I found that to be really appealing. So I don't know. But have you played the previous Sea of Thieves games? What can I expect gameplay wise?
I haven't really played it. I played it a little bit on launch, and I just was not really a fan of it. And then people said it got better a couple of years ago. Tried it again and still wasn't really a big fan. So I just don't think the game's really for me. But if you do enjoy it, and if it looks like it's enough to make you want to play the game, I would highly recommend you go ahead and play it, because you never know, it could become your new favorite game.
Right. Well, they're an Xbox exclusive, right?
Yes.
That sucks because I have a PS4.
In this house. Haha.
Not here. On my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/thefilmfanclub, which I would encourage people to follow. I usually stream my PS4 games, Batman Arkham or Grand Theft Auto. But you would so if I'm looking for a good pirate game, I think you've told me before I should check out Black Flag, Assassin's Creed.
Sorry. Sorry.
Bless you.
Yes, Black Flag is amazing.
Yeah. I'm not a big Assassin's Creed fan, but I'm a huge pirate fan. So that is something that I'll have to check out because that is on the PS4, I think.
Yeah, and there's a remastered version that came out a couple of years ago that they did of it, so it's got kind of updated graphics, so it's not going to be as dated for you to look at and stuff. Really great game.
Yeah, so I'll probably not rush out to get an Xbox for Sea of Thieves Pirates of the Caribbean, but I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. They should have made Army of the Damned. Do you think that between Army of the Damned or Sea of Thieves Pirates of the Caribbean, what do you think? I mean, obviously, Army of the Damned looks like the better game, right? Or Armada of the Damned, yeah.
I don't know. They both look pretty good, but, I guess maybe the Sea of Thieves looks better.
Really? Yeah. Wow. Blasphemy. Okay.
Just from a story perspective and gameplay wise, it looks like that would be more fresh than what the
Right.
other
Well,
Pirates game would have offered.
perhaps. I don't know if I agree with you, but I respect you for feeling comfortable enough to voice
There
that
we go.
differing opinion. So, so that's all the topics I had prepared. Lucas,
Mm.
thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem.
What would be your pitch again, in closing, to get people to check out Let's Chat Movies on YouTube?
We're just the whole vibe over here. We're always having fun, talking our mess, having a mess, and having a great time while discussing the news, various different topics throughout the week. You can find me, of course, at LCM. And obviously, thank you to you for always coming on and for having me on your show today.
Absolutely, yeah. The link to your YouTube channel, Let's Chat Movies, as well as the link to your Let's Chat Movies WordPress website are both in the description of this video. And in post production, like I said, I'll try and add some annotations and stuff like that. And also, you got Twitter and Instagram. You're on all the social media platforms.
Yep, at Beam Me Up Lucas for Twitter and at LCM Lucas for Instagram.
Absolutely, and I got this little nice little handy bar down here where you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Samuel D. Carrico. And so yeah, I'm Sam Carrico, guys. Thank you so much on behalf of Lucas Ledane. Bye.
Bye.